Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and I thought I would do a video today that I've done. The first of this video I did 2 years ago. Kay from Amidst has recently done the hashtag rainbow decks originally by Meadowlark Mystic 2 years ago. So she's recently revamped it. And I got to thinking about it, and I watched my old video, and I'm like, oh wow, I have very different answers now. Because at the time when I did that video, I had 30 decks total. Oracle, Lenormand, all together, 30 decks. I have way more decks now. So I had a lot more options to choose from than what I had back then. Like back then, like 3 of the choices, I only had 1 of that color. And the premise is, you go through the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Kay did indigo and violet, but the original video was just purple. Just mashing it all together. And that's what I stayed with this time. But I thought I would redo the video and do hashtag rainbow decks. And this is the 2023 version. So without further ado, and I will post the link below to my original video and to Kay's video and to Meadowlark Mystic's video. And I'll give you basically let you know what my original was and then show you the new one. So my original for red was my Encore Tarot by Chira Marchetti. My one now is put in this pouch, and I have a few red decks. But this one is the Bones on Earth Flesh Tarot that has been well loved. It's an indie deck. It's out of print now. It's got that slidiness I love. But this is why it's my red deck. Because of the red gilding and the red on the back. And then there's so many like reds in the deck itself. Let's see if we can find some here. Now that I've said it, there's no red. There's a little red there. Little red there, little red here. Orangey red. Some reds in the skies. Some red on her dress. Some red here. Let's see if I can find any really good red. But this is there's the extra card. Love that red. That's the red I thought of when I thought of this deck. This was the first one that popped into mind. And this is, of course, the devil is red. And these are decks that I literally just off the cuff thought of. The red here, it's pretty. I love this deck. It's my number 2 deck ever. Love the red in here. The 8 of Swords. Love it, love it, love it. I think that's all the real red in here. Stunning. But that is my red deck. And like I said, I have a few more, and I thought about them afterward, but I'm like, no, I'm going to show this one, because I got this deck right after I did the last video, a couple years ago, and so I felt that was only fair to show that deck. So, number 2, or orange decks, my original was the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And this time, I only had a couple, but this was the first one that came to mind. It's the Wheel of the Year Tarot by Los Scarabero. And it's because of these backs. Got a lot of orange. There's a lot of orange in the deck as well. I love this deck. It's super cute. It's RWS, but it's also strays. It also has its own thing, too, I think, in certain ways. And I think it's adorable. Look at him. Come on. It's adorable. And there's a little bit of red in here. But this was, orange in here. But this is the first deck I thought of because of the backs. Super beautiful. Look at that. Stunning. Stunning. Feels very otherworldly to me, this deck. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that little fire element. Cute. Beautiful. Beautiful world card. I love this. Yep. So that is my orange deck. the Wheel of the Year Tarot. And I don't think this gets as much recognition as it should. I love this deck. It's awesome. So that is the Wheel of the Year for orange deck. So for 3 or yellow, I have, and I keep it in this pouch. First one I thought of, the last one I used was the 2.0, the 2.0 Tarot, the Radiant RWS, and the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. So I did 3 decks in this category last time. This time I only thought of the one, and it is the Joie de Vivre. Because of the yellow on the back, this is my very sunny deck, and there's a lot of yellow in it. As you can see, a lot of yellow. I think there's a little bit of yellow in every card now that I'm looking. Interesting. But I love this deck. It's the only deck I have that looks super spring-like to me, but at the same time, it's got a bite. It's like that little cute puppy that you're like, oh, and then it bites you with its razor-sharp teeth. That's the Joie de Vivre to me. It's super beautiful. I love the coloring in it. Love the images. The images remind me of, like, I love this here. This fool. Reminds me of Nightmare Before Christmas and Alice in Wonderland. If they had a baby, this deck is what it would look like. But I love that deck. That is my yellow deck. We're speeding right along. So for green, I have 3 decks. Originally, I did the Universal Celtic Tarot and the Tarot of the Secret Forest. The first deck I thought of this time was the Tarot at the End of the Rainbow by Lo Scarabero. And if you saw the Universal Celtic Tarot, they're almost identical on the backs. And it's a Lo Scarabero Tarot as well. Little tuck box. But it's beautiful greens. Beautiful. I don't think there's a card in this deck that doesn't have green in it. Or a rainbow. But it's beautiful. It's the second deck the first deck I thought of this time. Because I knew I'd use the Universal Celtic Tarot last time. For this deck. Or for this prompt. And I love the green. I love that it's got rainbows. I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. Look at that. Very sunny and bright and green at the same time. So that's the Tarot of the Tarot at the End of the Rainbow by Lo Scarabero. Second deck I thought of was the Stolen Child Tarot. This is my deck I'm using for the year. The backs are why I thought of this deck, or this prompt. But it does have a lot of green in it as well. I think this deck is gorgeous. I used it for my year ahead spread. So far, excuse me, it's really on point. Okay, less green than I thought, but there's still green in it. I don't like that card. Little froggy guy. But yeah, that's my other green deck I thought of. And then, of course, we cannot leave out, if you have this deck, you cannot leave it out. And I have it in a little pouch. It is the Wildwood Tarot. It has green backs. Yeah, it's all green all the time. And it's kind of warped looking, it looks like. A little bit. Yeah, this is like the ultimate green deck. And I just got this deck last year, so it would have never been in my stuff for the other year. That's crazy. It's beautiful. I have yet to trim it. That is on my bucket list of things I'm going to do. I have no idea why some of these are turned around. That's weird because I don't do upside down cards. That's interesting. There's a lot of green in this, as you can see. A lot of green. I don't know why I just turned that the wrong way. Crazy. And everybody knows this deck has green in it. It's beautiful. Beautiful. That's all warped looking. It's weird. So that was my green decks. I couldn't not mention the 3 of those. They're beautiful. I love them. Whatever. So, that was green. And we only have 2 more colors left. That's weird. So, the next color I have is blue. And that, my Stretch Tarot by J.E. Stretch. It's the first deck I thought of because the backs are blue. I edged it in blue. There's a lot of blue in it. As you can see, that first card is blue. I love this deck for mediumship work. I love this deck for past life work. This is an all-around workhorse deck for me, and I absolutely adore it. It is an indie deck also. The Stolen Child is an indie deck. The Joie de Vivre, the Will of the Year, the Wildwood, I all got on Amazon. They're not mass market decks. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. I love it to pieces. There's a lot of blue. There's a lot of other color, a lot of different colors in this deck. But there is a lot of blue. And the backs are blue. Look at that. Just stunning. 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 Stunning deck. The first one was blue and the last one was blue. Interesting. So that is my blue deck. That is the Stretch Tarot by J.E. Stretch, which you can still get on his website. Or just go search Stretch Tarot and you'll find it. I don't know why that's not going back in the box. Okay. And did I tell you what the blue was last time? Last time I did blue, it was the Third Eye, my playing card deck, and my Smith-Waite Short Tarot. So the last color, purple, the last time I did this, I just used my Shadowscapes Tarot and my Blue Moon Astrology cards. And this time I have 2 decks because I'm like, I couldn't decide. So one is kind of a lighter purple and one's kind of a darker purple, kind of like indigo and violet, but whatever. So the first one I thought of was my Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot deck and guidebook by Inside Editions. As you can see, there's purple going on everywhere. Purple, purple, purple. Purple book. Purple box. Purple backs. And then there's a lot of purple in the deck. A lot of purple. It is stunning. I love, love, love this deck. 2 pieces. Love it. And I'm not finding any purple. I promise you there is purple in here. It's still stunning though. I love it. Love this deck. I never saw the movie before I bought this deck. I bought this deck and I was playing around with it. And I realized how serious it was. Not just kind of like a little play deck. And I was showing my kids. And they're like, oh, that makes me want to watch the movie. And it was right before like Halloween. And this past year. And they're like, you've never seen the movie? And I'm like, no, I would put it on for you guys as a kid and then clean house or whatever. So we all sat and watched it. And while the characters made more sense, I'd already fallen for this deck. So it wasn't like I had a deeper understanding. It was like, oh, I see why they use that character. And I feel the same way. Like, I have another deck that I'd already seen the show, a lot of it, before I bought the deck, and I didn't really connect with the deck. I'm like, I'm wondering, because I also have Stranger Things. Love the deck. It reads amazing for me. And I've never seen Stranger Things. I'm like, I'm wondering if you have to watch. You just can't. You have to get involved with the deck before you watch anything. Because I fell hard for this deck. And it's amazing. And it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And I love purple so much. Yeah. So that's one of my purple. Last deck is the Villains Tarot. The box is purple. The inside is green, which is stunning. Those are my two favorite colors, purple and green. Purple. Purple. Here's the deal. I got the Supernatural Tarot after watching the show. Loved the show. Hate the deck. Purple on the backs, too. Got the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. Loved it. Fell in love. Read with it amazingly. Then watched the movie, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Then I was chomping at the bit waiting for this deck. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be fantastic. It's all the Disney villains. It's going to be fabulous. And it kind of, again, fell flat like the Supernatural Tarot did. It's funny because I bought this deck when it came out. And every card has a purple border, as you can see. And it could be, I'm starting to really wonder if it's because I've already seen all these shows. So I'm making connections that I shouldn't be, or not making the connections I should be because I've already seen the movies, right? Whereas Nightmare Before Christmas, I had never seen it, so there was no extra connection to make. It was all based on intuition, and that's how I used the deck. Same with Stranger Things. I've never seen the show, love the deck. And it's funny because I bought this deck when it came out. I was chomping at the bit for it. Wanted it so bad because it looked so cool. And I just it's just not working out for me. And now everybody and their brother in the tarot community has this deck and loves it. I'm like, am I missing something? I don't get it. Because I've had it for months and months and months. And it's not gone the way I thought it would. I did buy this deck for this magician. Princess Frog is one of my favorite. I could not imagine the magician in a villain Disney deck being anyone else but him. He's got his tarot cards there. It's amazing. But then I got the Alice in Wonderland. I've never seen Alice in... I've seen bits and pieces, but I never paid attention to it. I love him as the son. Love it. From Moana. Love it. There are pieces of this deck I'm just I love. But overall, no. It's a miss for me. There's a lot of purple in here. And I got the Alice in Wonderland and was instantly in love with it. So, it's like a hit or miss on some of these decks. Don't know why. And then I got my newest one I've got was the Horror Tarot, which I've barely used yet. But this is my last purple one. And I'm just because I have 9 Inside Edition decks now. And for the most part, most of them are used on a regular basis. This one and the Supernatural Tarot are probably the exceptions. And I'm I don't understand it because I was chomping at the bit for this deck so hard. I bought it I had it on pre-order, got it when it came out, and then was nah, it's not really working out for me. And now everybody loves it. And I'm I don't get it. I'm missing something here. Anyway, those are all my 2023 #rainbow decks. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.